Hello.
Hello, Magic Mike.
We're Oskar and Dan, two boys from Sweden trying to see as much of the world as possible while we're young.
We're currently trying to hit 100 countries before the end of the year, and after an incredible trip around countries 86 and 87 of Israel and Palestine, we had an extended 3-day layover in London, which we had planned down to the second with different things to do. Hi guys from London, UK.
Hi guys, I am YouTuber. Very nice to see you. No, hi from London, the city where I grew up until I was 9. We literally just got into the city this second. We're heading up somewhere where Oscar's never been before to see a childhood friend of mine.
Cambridge.
Woo. This is the big tube. I hate the little round trains where you feel so claustrophobic here. I'm like, where's the New York subway?
Yeah, because the New York subway is all glitz and glamour, isn't it? Changing train. I also seriously cannot believe our luck with the weather today. Like, this is not the London weather I know. This is amazing. So hopefully we can go swimming in Cambridge. So I'd say we end up transiting in London maybe once every other month or so. And then we usually just have like one night layover or 2 nights sometimes before we go back home or whatever it is. But this time we have 3 days here. So we're actually making more of our stay here this time. And so now we're heading up to Cambridge to see one of Dan's old childhood friends. We're going to 2 West End musicals while we're here, which is like, we're so excited about that. And yeah, it's just gonna be a jolly good time, innit?
I don't know why people keep saying it's so hard to go to Cambridge. We literally got to Cambridge in 45 minutes. I know what people are on about.
Actually, this guy nearly got into Cambridge.
We're gonna tell you about it in a second. Oh my god, Sainsbury's!
The British boy is coming alive.
I haven't been to Sainsbury's since 2018, and that's the store where we used to shop, so it's very special. Alright, just to elaborate a bit, as Oscar was saying, I did almost get into Cambridge. I was invited on an interview. That didn't work out, the famous Cambridge interviews, and it's so weird and crazy being here. My emotions are like because thinking that this could have been my life instead. And the fact that I was so devastated when I didn't get in. It worked out so much better, and it's so cringe, you know, when people always say that, oh, things happen for a reason, or everything worked out so much better than I could have imagined. But Oscar and I are literally living our dream lives right now. Well, we just turned 25 2 days ago. But the fact that if my dream at that time had come true, there's no way we would have been living our dream lives now. It would have been a completely different life, and I can guarantee it wouldn't have been what we've managed to create. That was also my parents' dream, not necessarily mine. So there you go. Big learning lesson that occurred thanks to this little village in the English countryside.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I'm such an idiot. So my friend is Norwegian.
Oh, cool. So we just had a lovely picnic, went for a swim, climbed this really amazing tree. Like, look at all these branches. Now we're just gonna walk around Cambridge. We're really just here to see Eleanor, so it's really nice to for them to reconnect. Very cute. Very, very extraordinary. It's so crazy to me that this is like a smaller town, because it feels massive. Whenever we turn a corner, it's like another thing that's like really old and beautiful, and it's like, what? So I didn't realize that this was actually King's College. I thought this was...
Uncultured boy.
I'm just a little farmer's boy from Sweden, but...
It's so weird being in like little academic bubbles like this. The last time we were in a place like this was in Princeton. We went last year. It's like a really unique type of world. into the exclusive King's College.
Thanks to Ellie's friend. This is like one of the most immaculate fountains I've seen.
I thought it was fake.
It's not. It's 100% real. It's just like perfectly kept.
Oscar's like, wow.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect. This is really impressive. This is like the religious version of Harry Potter. So Ellie just pointed out something really interesting, which I guess is sort of obvious if you know more about Cambridge, but I hadn't really thought about it. So much of the city is private land, which means that if you don't like know someone or you don't go to like the specific college, you don't necessarily have access to it. So much of the city is like behind closed doors. So any like regular visitor to the city will only see like a tiny fraction of what Cambridge actually is, which is really fascinating and I guess a little sad, but also, I don't know, I guess that's part of the allure of coming to Cambridge, right? Of this there is in this like tiny city.
That's what I meant about like Cambridge being behind doors.
Yeah.
Because this isn't really open to the general public, which is a great shame, but it's how it works.
So supposedly this little tree here comes from a sapling from the tree where Isaac Newton was sitting when the apple fell on his head. So this is like the child of the famous apple tree.
The tree that invented gravity, basically.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, we booked haircuts at 3:30 and she really wanted to show us around. It's currently 3:30, but we're 15 minutes away, so the day of stress continues.
We haven't had haircuts in a bit over a month, and when we're going home to Sweden after this in a few days, we're going straight to Dan's cousin's wedding. So that's really exciting, but we gotta look fresh for that. And now I'm out of breath. And transformation!
Transformation completed.
We just discovered that there's a vegan burger place like 50 meters away from where we are, so we're gonna try to get one of those before we catch the train back into London. How good does this look?
It's so hard for us because we're so used to there only being one vegan burger. Then when we go to a vegan burger place, we're like, but how do you choose when there's more than one option? I don't know how to make this choice. This is impossible.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
No worries. Enjoy.
Hey, thanks. Take a bite.
Take a bite, take a bite. It's a
The
sour
lettuce is always a
candy.
bit.
Rabbit Dan.
Nice. If anyone recognizes us or sees us walking through Cambridge today, they'll be like, what is wrong with these two guys? Because every time we've been walking somewhere, when we got here, we were late for the picnic. And then we were late for the haircut. Now we're late for the train.
Somehow, every time we have a layover in London, everything is so stressful. Like we run from one corner of the city to another. Yeah. It's not healthy. Just gotta get to platform 7, which is where?
Oh, right here.
2 minutes.
Of course, all the trains are cancelled and the ones that are not are super delayed. So hope we make it. We're not appropriately dressed, but we have no choice. We have to go straight there.
We were going to our first West End show that evening. Alright, we made it back into London. We got some M&S before the show, which starts in about 30 minutes. Hamilton tonight.
That's actually a good tip. If you want to see Hamilton, it's like a third of the price in London compared to New York. So it's a good
Safety and security.
Yes.
This theater is like next level. So beautiful. 2 mezzanines. So the goal today is to not fall asleep like Larry David during Hamilton.
In the middle of a forgotten spot in the Caribbean by Providence.
I don't think we will.
I doubt it.
We'll enjoy the show now, and we'll talk to you afterwards. Good morning. It is the day after, and we will give our review of Hamilton in a second. But first of all, we're gonna have some breakfast.
Good morning. We are about to head to a restaurant, probably the #1 restaurant we wanted to eat at in the whole world for several years, from our literal favorite YouTuber and influencer and activist on earth.
Not just activist, he is literally Jesus.
He's our hero, Earthling Ed. If you don't know Earthling Ed, you should definitely check out his videos. We're going to his restaurant to meet up with a friend as well, so it's a busy, fun, and hectic day in London as always.
In all seriousness though, like if you want to learn more about why we're vegan personally, what veganism is, whatever opinion you have now, we really encourage you to go check out Earthling Ed, his YouTube channel, his podcast.
What's so cool about this restaurant is that it has a heavy focus on vegan seafood, because obviously just because we don't eat seafood doesn't mean we don't like the flavor. So
I mean, I don't like the flavor, so it's mostly for him. But another really cool aspect is that it's all not for profit. So,
yeah, that's awesome. Time to try some calamari. Ronan approved of it, so let's see. 9 out of 10. Now we have tofu fish. I already tried one piece, but I'll do another reaction.
Spoiler.
By far the best vegan fish I've ever had. It's incredible. You should try it too, actually.
Dan used to love lobster rolls.
That makes me sound very bougie, but I did like lobster rolls.
Yeah, I have lobster rolls every day.
Yeah, the first lobster roll I've had in like 5 years. This is the least realistic dish. It's good, but it doesn't taste like lobster roll, sadly.
Ronan trying the Beyond Burger. Yeah? It's approved.
A man of few words on camera.
Alright, that was a delicious, delicious meal, and so fun to finally go to Unity Diner.
Yeah, if you go there, try the tofu fish. I think that was the most mind-blowing part.
And that's their like award-winning dish.
Yeah.
So if you're into fish, or if you were into fish before you were vegan, or whatever, you should try that. But anyway, now we're heading towards our second West End show of this stay in London, which is just insane. But we're really squeezing everything into this day. And we're seeing none other than Les Miserables, which I'm so excited about because, I mean, I've never seen the show live. Have you seen it live?
No, but we love the movie.
We've seen it so many times, obsessed with it, obsessed with the music, of course, so we're really excited.
Hello.
Hello, Magic Mike.
So you may be wondering, how can Oskar Dan go to 2 West End shows in 2 days? That's crazy. And yes, it is expensive. Today's show is £80 per person. Yesterday was 75, so it's definitely not cheap, but these types of things bring us so much joy. So I feel like even though it's expensive for a short period of time, it's all about how much joy you derive from the experience, and this for us is a worthwhile investment. What a show.
Oh, that was amazing.
Made up for yesterday, which is so lol, but Hamilton just wasn't our thing. This was our thing.
I think we're gonna upset a lot of Hamilton fans by saying that, but you know, everyone's taste is different.
Yeah, in Sweden we have an expression that's the taste is like your ass.
Yeah, it doesn't really translate well,
yeah.
But essentially, you can have different tastes.
Theater was right by Chinatown. We figured why not stop by and have some Chinese food. So let's see, how is this malt kung pao chicken? Not bad. It hits the spot.
did a thing.
Last day of travel things.
What do you call this? Like a bubble
waffle.
With vegan pistachio ice cream. It's very rare that I can find vegan versions of it. So when I do, I need to get it. Chocolate sauce and Biscoff cookies on top. Oh yeah. Let's see. The waffle. This boy's in heaven. Wandering through Hyde Park and the smells are incredible.
I feel like you guys can tell that we don't really know how to make videos in places that we've been many times because we don't know what to say. There's nothing to really react to since we already know it, especially in a place like this where everything is so familiar. It's just like, yes, yes, ooh. But it's very fun. Every time you travel, you get new perspective, new experiences. So coming back to a place you've been many times, you view it from a slightly different lens every time.
It's also like London is one of those places that is like familiar enough to us that like nothing is new, like you were saying, but it's also not a place where we can like show you stuff because we know it super well. So it's like an in-between kind of place. It's like weird because we can't do either or, you know.
Thank you guys for watching this random and different video. We hope you enjoyed it and that you'll stick around for our upcoming videos where we'll show you our super cool trip around the southeastern corner of Europe.
Until then, see you around the world.